that's how it goes, man. Thinks, please don't mind me. It is as if my whole life I dream. Winning is all I do, I think. Magic tricks when I roll up my sleeves. What you talking about, sleep? I stay up and get things done. I be like, ready, hug, get me some. You couldn't prevent me from taking the lead in this league. I got stripes and stripes, striking. Best not hide your eyes. I'll just a whole dynamite. Let it ignite inside and still be able to remind them why. It's Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud. Any day, any night, on site. Alright, let's go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Spud Kingdom podcast. I am your host for the first time in video, Woody. How you doing, everybody? Thank you for tuning in once again. Like always, I really appreciate you guys. You don't understand. I cannot do this if it wasn't for you. So thank you for once again tuning in. We got just a few things to get to this week, like the weekend series with Pueblo. We'll get to all the recap and wrap up of that. We got a new player in town, Bravery Esplin. Came over from Rock Springs. Welcome him. He's been a Spud King killer every time we play against Rock Springs. So hopefully this is a player that can help us instead of hurt us. So welcome to the team, Bravery. We're glad to have you. Also on that note, Tim Kim, we lost. He decided to go back home to Canada. He decided to go back home and see what he could do over there, maybe get a little bit more progress. I don't know exactly his full situation, but we always wish him well. We thank you, Tim, the Hitman Kim, for coming through and being a Spud King once again. He contributed big for us, so we appreciate you, big man. We thank you for coming through. Maybe we'll see you again in the future. Who knows? But best of luck to you wherever you decide to go and whatever happens to you with your hockey or just you in your future. Thanks for having you around, Tim. So we'll get to the usuals, the game. We'll get to like trivia, some hockey rules. This one's going to be a little bit different. 3 stars of the week, player of the week, all that good stuff. So with that being said, let's get to some of the action. I'm going to try this a little bit different. I had an idea of maybe playing a little bit of music while I speak this up. So let's see how this goes. All right, guys, let's go. So game 1, Friday, February 14th, 2025 versus the Pueblo Bulls in Pueblo. First period, Pueblo would take control out of the gate. So it was looking pretty strong for them just to start with. They came out firing. They would do this in both games, but this might be a sign for the weekend. Who knows? But so they came out firing. Pueblo had 12 shots on goal. Spud Kings had 9. The Spud Kings would score first at 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Michael Hillock get his 6th goal on the year, and he was assisted by Lucas Ronner for his 19th and Will Donovan for his 15th. Not much time would go by, and at 5 minutes 46 seconds, Jonathan, the Flying Finn, Ratty Cannon gets his 10th on the year, and he was assisted by Willow Donovan for his 12th and Lucas Ronner once again for his 20th. Pueblo would kick in on the scoring at 6 minutes and 3 seconds. Hunter Bill would get his 4th on the year, and it would be about 10 minutes later or so when Trevor Stewart would get his 7th, capitalizing on an Easton Edwards roughing call. We didn't like that one too much, but the goal came at 15 minutes and 41 seconds. Not long would go by, though, and at 17 minutes, 21 seconds, Mikita Bondrevs would get his 7th on the year, and the period would end 3-2 Pueblo. So it wasn't looking good to start out the game. Like I said, Pueblo came out firing, and it showed right there. They took the early lead. Second period, the shot total would flip. Pueblo would have 9 shots on goal this time around, and the Spud Kings would have 12. A little over halfway through the period, the Spud Kings would take advantage of a Jimmy Zeisel interference, and at 11 minutes 31 seconds, Easy Easton Edwards would get a power play goal of his own for his 21st. And this one was assisted by his tag team partner, Thor, Andrew Schmidt, for his 26th on the year, and Sammy Grimaldi for his 7th. That would do it for the action for the period, and the period would end 3-3. So all even going into the third. Spud Kings were able to take a little bit of advantage of that period on the shot. So it was nice to even things up. And then the third and final period would be like a boxing match, is how I considered it. When I went back and watched it again, and then I was going through and looking at some of the stats and whatnot to do this, it looked like a boxing match. So let me explain it to you. So at 1 minute 42 seconds, Simon Marshanock, he get his 21st goal on the year. And then at 5 minutes and 27 seconds, Thor would strike back for his 25th, and he was assisted by his tag team partner, Easton Edwards, for his 28th, and Will Strickland for his 13th. And then Bronson Sable would get the knockout. So you see that Pueblo, first hit, gets the knockdown, and then Thor, boom, gets his knockdown. And then Bronson Sable's going to come in and not just get a knockdown, he's going to get knocked out. At 8 minutes, 42 seconds, his third goal on the year, big power play goal. And he was assisted by Lucas Ronner, once again, his 21st of the year, and Ronnie Wade for his 15th. The period in the game would end 5-4, and the Spud Kings win. Whoa, let's go! Durkin would get stopped 28 out of 32 shots, giving it an .875 save percentage for his 24th win on the season. So pretty good going for the first game. Ogden did not play this night, so it gave us a little bit of advantage in the standings. Pick up the 2 points with no threat. So what we'd have in store for game 2. We got to switch the music up because game 2 was not as good, if you know what I'm saying. Let's see, what can we find for game 2? But if you guys know what I mean, game 2 was just, like it started out like game 1. So it was like, well, maybe we'll do something with it. But it just didn't turn out very well for us in the end. So game 2, Saturday, February 15th, 2025 versus the Pueblo Bulls, also in Pueblo again. This game would be all about Pueblo and the Super Marchanac brothers. That's what they call them over there in Pueblo. I've also heard him called that at the All-Star game and stuff, which made sense because they were very super, and these brothers are outstanding. So it would be all about them. In the first period would be the beginning of a long night for Alex Sabev and the Spud Kings at that. So Pueblo would get 10 shots on goal, and the Spud Kings would have 12. The Spud Kings would be unable to score in the first, and Pueblo would get 2. The first one would come at 5 minutes and 56 seconds as Matsev Marshanock get his 20th on the year, and this one was assisted by his brother Simon, his 32nd. There was also another player, I didn't write it down because I just wanted to make the point that the Marshanock brothers. Anyway, a few minutes later, at 8 minutes and 59 seconds, Matsev would strike again, and his forte, the short-handed goal for his second of the game and his 21st on the year, and once again assisted by his brother Simon for his 33rd on the year. The period would end 2-0 Pueblo. Second period would be much of the same, except for the Spud Kings would actually score. Pueblo would put up 16 shots on goal, and the Spud Kings only 14. When the Spud Kings did get on the board, though, it was at 4 minutes and 13 seconds. Thor, Andrew Schmidt, would get his 26th goal on the year, and he was assisted on the play by that tag team partner once again, Easy Easton Edwards for his 29th, and DJ the Beast McLeish for his 20th. This dude just keeps putting up points ever since he's been back with the team. So it's just been great to see. But it would be the only couple minutes before Pueblo would strike again. And at 6 minutes, 56 seconds, Caden Spidell would get his third of the year. And then 4 minutes later, like, this dude's not wasting any time, guys. Matsvey would strike again and complete the hat trick for his 22nd goal on the year. And he was assisted once again on the play. I think this one, it was the second assist. But either way, his brother Simon gets his 34th assist on the year. And the period would end 4-1 Pueblo. And it wasn't over yet. Like, man, I was talking to Jason, and he was like, "Are you even watching this game?" And unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it live. I had some family things going on, and I was hanging out with some family and doing some stuff like that. So I was not able to watch this game live, but I did go back and watch it. And Jason was keeping me updated throughout the game and sending me score updates and whatnot. And goodness gracious, man, this was a rough one to go back and watch. But third period, Pueblo would get 3 power play goals. Like, normally, I pride our penalty kill unit because they're pretty hard to get past. They usually shut anybody down when it comes to the penalty kill. So for them to get 3 power play goals, especially in the same period, is just ridiculous. See. And then Spud Kings would put up a lot of shots, but they would only convert 1 on the period once again. Pueblo had 12 shots on goal. Spud Kings had 18. This period would be filled with penalties. Like, technically, there was only like so many penalties actually in the period. But if you actually look at the penalty, like with the names and what each penalty was and how long the list was, it takes up longer of the page than anything else, which it included a fight with the former Spud King Adam Brown and Bronson Sable. I don't know if this was like a long time coming or something from when Adam was with the team or not, but these two got into it. And then this was late in the period when this fight happened, but man, I think it was a long time coming. But the goal scoring would start at 3 minutes and 39 seconds. Mikita Bondarev, 8th on the year and a power play goal. 3 minutes later, at 6 minutes 57 seconds, Matsvey would strike again for his 4th of the game, another power play goal, and for his 23rd on the season. Simon didn't assist on this one, but he did on the goal before that with Mikita. So he's still getting in that points column. Not even 2 minutes later, another power play goal, this one by Simon Marcianok for his 22nd of the year. And Matsvey did get in on the assist on this one. And then a few minutes later, Pueblo still on the power play. Easy Easton Edwards would get the shorthanded goal. Beautiful. I love it. And he would get his 22nd goal on the year, and he was assisted by the Flying Fin, Jonathan Radikainen, and then for his 12th, and Leo Mantenuto for his 8th. The game would end 7-2 Pueblo. Not the best outing for the Spud Kings. Ogden would also beat Utah on Saturday, so it was a real bad night for the Spud Kings. Man, Pueblo, they might be something to watch out for in these next 2 months, guys. Like, I know they made a bunch of moves and stuff, just like we've been making a lot of moves and stuff. But they might be a team to watch. They might even be more scary than Ogden. but they're like almost 10 points behind Ogden, so they're still quite a ways down there. But if they make it into the playoffs, they're going to be very scary to watch. So just keep an eye on those guys. Also, I did want to mention something. Jason hit me up, um, and he texted with Jonathan Radikainen about which is a cool question. And he said, we were all wondering if the size of the venue and the size of the crowd made it more intimidating for both sides. I'm sure it was a rush when the crowd goes wild for sure. Um, and he said, yeah, for sure it does. I mean, the pressure is higher when you are trying to make the ticket holders' money worth it and give them the best as you can as you perform. So this is from Jason to Ratty. And he also asked them, hey, what's it like playing at our arena versus other barns as a local player and as a competitor team since you've experienced both now? And the answer was, I mean, you are either hated or loved. Pretty much definitely glad to be on this side this year. Last year, loved to make the crowd go silent, but this year, I love making the crowd go wild. So, Jason, man, appreciate you for hitting me up and sending me those messages, dude. That's really cool. If you guys have any like conversations like that with the players, send them to me. I would love to get them out there and let people know what the players think about certain things, especially playing in our venue compared to playing in other venues and whatnot. So, so sorry guys, I lost my internet connection there for a second. And you'll see that here when I edit the videos together. But the standings are now due to the fact that we won Friday and Ogden did not play, and then we lost Saturday and they won. We are 8 points ahead of them still in the standing. So still looking good. We have them in town tonight. Actually, tonight we have those boys in town. But we'll get to that here in a little bit. Let's get to some of the stats. So we get a little bit of tunage for the stats. Thor, Andrew Schmidt is first on the team with 52 points and is fifth in the NCDC. Easy Easton Edwards is second on the team with 51 points and is sixth in the NCDC. Thor is also still first on the team with 26 goals and is tied for second in the NCDC. Edwards is second on the team with 22 goals and tied for 10th in the NCDC. So the tag team brothers, I mean, these guys getting it done for us, which is great. Edwards does lead the team, though, with 29 assists and is ninth in the NCDC. Thor, second with 26, and he fell just outside of the top 20. And then coming up in third, DJ McLeish has 20 assists. So keep an eye in and keep a lookout on these guys as we continue to make this playoff push. These numbers can only continue to grow, hopefully. And that's the way I see it anyway. With that being said, let's get to my 3 stars of the week. So, honorable mention this week is the Flying Finn Jonathan Radikainen. He had 1 goal and 1 assist on the weekend. So big contributor. Ratty was out there doing his thing. Honorable mention only because Lucas Bronner was my 3rd star because he had more overall points because he had 3 assists on the weekend. A big weekend for Lucas. He contributed in a big way, especially in the first game, which we ended up winning. So that's why he got the nod for the 3rd star. 2nd star for Andrew Schmidt. He had 2 goals and 1 assist on the weekend. Big contributing factor to us scoring period this weekend, especially in the win. He had assist and a goal. And then in the loss, he got a goal for us there. And then my 1st star of the week, Easy Easton Edwards. He had 2 goals and 2 assists on the weekend, 4 points overall. It was a good weekend for Easton. Those 2 were the only 2 to score in both games. So great to have those guys on our team. Too bad we couldn't get it done in that second game. Pueblo, like I was saying before, guys, be on the outlook for just watch them. If they get into the playoffs, they are going to be a hard one to stop. I'm telling you, it's going to be a little bit rough. But my 3 stars of the week were honorable mention, the Flying Finn, Jonathan Radikainen. Lucas Ronner was my 3rd star. Thor was my 2nd star. And Easy Easton Edwards was my 1st star. No players of the week on our team this week due to the Super Martianok brothers tearing it up and taking 2 of the spots. And then Pueblo got a 3rd spot, and then a member of Casper got the 4th spot. So none of our players were able to make the list, unfortunately. Understandable. Those guys had like freaking 10 points each. Hard to disagree with it. So with that being said, we're going to get to my hockey rule of the week. Hockey rule of the week this week. I was watching a documentary called Ice Guardians. I'll talk about here in just a second. And they were talking about how the enforcer is basically a dead position in the game of hockey. So it made me think about some stuff and do some research. So my hockey rule of the week is instigating. And in this documentary, Ice Guardians, they mentioned that the enforcers basically died off due to the instigating rule. And it is considered instigating if you throw the first punch in a fight that starts after an incident on the ice. So let's just say one of our players gets hit really hard into the boards and goes like head first, and technically it's like a boarding or charging, maybe even a cross-checking call, and one of our players decides to stick up for him, and instead of just shoving the dude and letting him know, hey, that's not cool, and he decides to throw a punch, they can be considered an instigating call if they wanted to call it. And that penalty is 5 minutes for the fight, 2 minutes for instigating, and then a 10-minute game misconduct. So basically, the guy that starts the fight gets 17 minutes in penalties, basically a whole period in penalties. And the team gets 7 minutes in penalties instead of just the 5 for fighting, which is usually matching. So the other team would end up getting a power play opportunity on it. This rule has made it to where the enforcer is not able to stick up for these guys that are getting hit like this anymore. Because of this rule, the enforcer has basically died out. Because back in the day, like if Gretzky got hit from behind and he went into the board, somebody would come and literally grab that guy and start fighting him immediately. And then they made this instigating rule. So not the guy that technically made the hard hit and created the initial penalty, which caused the fight to start. The instigator did not get the penalty, but the guy that sticks up for his guy getting his head taken off or concussed or leg broke. There's so many different ways I've seen it happen. That guy sticks up for his teammate. He is going to get a bigger penalty than anybody, and it's just unheard of. So what are your guys' thoughts on the instigating penalty? What are your guys' thoughts on the enforcers? Some former and current players believe that big hits and injuries, especially like concussions, have increased due to there not being an enforcer to stick up for players on the ice. So I just want to know what you guys think about that. Hit me up. I really want to know what you guys think. It was a really good documentary. If you guys want to check it out, it's available like on Tubi TV or Roku TV, and it's called Ice Guardians. They interview a couple current and a lot of more former players than anything that used to have the enforcer role, and they talk about basically the upcoming of the enforcer and then the downfall of the enforcer. So with that, let's get to the trivia. Last week's question was, what year was the NHL founded? And the answer to that question was 1917. I got a lot of good answers on this one. I didn't do the wheel of names again this week because I had only one person answer this week that doesn't answer normally. So that person's going to be the winner this week, and that is Michelle Nelson. So congratulations, Michelle. I know you are from the Pocatello area, but if you make it to Idaho Falls or anything, if you want, I can try to send these coupons to you. But you got it. Homestead Pizza's here in Idaho Falls over on Skyline Drive. So either way, congratulations to Michelle for winning last week's. This week's question is, who was the enforcer for the Edmonton Oilers during the Gretzky days? I wanted to tie this question into the hockey rule of the week. So, who basically was Wayne Gretzky's enforcer? Who was the guy? Well, there was a couple of them, but there was one big one on the team that is synonymously known as the enforcer of the team. So who was that? Hit me up on Facebook. I'll be posting the question once this goes live. That way you guys have a spot to answer. Hit me up. Let me know your answer. Hopefully we can get another winner next week. I'm glad that we're getting more participants, and I'm glad that we're getting new participants every week. Kind of nice to see it get shaken up a little bit. So with that being said, guys, let's get to the recap. So we went 1-on-1 on the weekend with Pueblo, still in first place. My 3 stars of the week was Ronner, Thor, and Easy Easton Edwards. So in preview, Ogden in town tonight. So grab them bells. Be loud. Let's get to there. I can't be there, guys. I'm almost feeling good enough to go to the game. I've had a couple of you reach out and ask me if I wanted to go and you had extra tickets. I really appreciate that. Please don't stop. I'm not far away. I'm maybe a week or 2 away from getting out there and seeing the game with you guys. So, not far. Thank you for reaching out. I really appreciate it. I'm coming soon. Can't come this weekend, but it will be soon. I'm getting better. So we have Ogden in town tonight. And then tomorrow we have Casper also at home here at the Mountain America Center. So come out, cheer on these boys. Let's see if we can restart this winning streak. I think we were 10 games last time. Let's take it up another notch. Let's do another 10. Let's do 11. Let's win the rest of the games for the rest of the year. Let's go into the playoffs as the #1 team in the NCDC. Thank you guys always for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I don't think you guys understand how much it means to me that you guys tune in each and every single week. So I really appreciate it. My name is Woody, signing off for the week. I really appreciate you guys. And as always, go Spud Kingdom.
K-I-N-G, kings, meaning we seen things. And without a cheat sheet, a walking beast, no wanting peace until I'm knee deep in the rewards I need to retrieve. Keep the receipt once I receive what I work for, but never relieve. Better watch out, if you don't move, get ready to fall down. If you don't root for my son, I'm not proud. Like what you talking about, I'll pop out, even if it's hot out. Somebody let the dogs out, like they're coming for the dog out before being brought out. Whoa, they might need to keep me locked out because I will stomp in my stomping grounds. So let's know this is Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud.